Yes, welcome back, friends. Is the Congress party realizing, after spending rupees 160 crores in Karnataka, that any caste census or survey, as they are calling it in this case, is a Pandora's box, is very difficult to handle? And that's why it has developed cold feet, is what we are going to discuss. Sanju Verma stays with us from the earlier debate, national spokesperson of the BJP, and we are joined in by Sumant C. Raman, political analyst. He's joining us live from Chennai, and Professor Chandan Gowda, political analyst, typically leans towards the Congress. He's joining us live from Bangalore.
Abhishek, the pro-Cong label is not correct.
Okay, I'll get it changed.
Please keep it political analyst.
I'll get it changed. Yes. Political analyst who leans against the BJP.
Yes,
that's a little longish to write, but still, I'll say political analyst.
It's an issue-by-issue thing. It's an issue-by-issue thing.
All right, fair enough. So I would want to begin with you, Professor Chandan Gowda. You know, since you are a social scientist also, apart from being a political analyst, what's really happening in Karnataka with this socio-economic and education survey report? The Congress party, which is trying to badger the BJP on caste census, day in, day out, is not even willing to call it caste census in the first place in Karnataka. Oh, it's a survey report, it's not caste census. What is really the trouble with making it public, Chandan Gowda?
Abhishek, the official title is a socio-economic survey of the state, and caste is being measured as a result, as alongside those other indices. So it's not that they're trying to hide it, but the popular usage is caste census. Both of them are used in public discourse. Abhishek, see, what has happened is, this is what I've heard. If you heard Siddaramaiah just now, it doesn't look like someone who has cold feet. All that he's saying is, we'll have to defer it because it needs a discussion. Yeah. It's not about endorsing it straight away. There will be a cabinet subcommittee, etc. Abhishek, very quickly, from what I know, many subcastes of big castes have disidentified from the castes and giving their subcaste names because they will not get reservation otherwise. Okay. So there is some confusion about how to treat these castes that socially are caste A but would wish to be caste B for reasons of accessing reservation. There's some technical confusion about how to treat these things. This is one among the several issues that are surely going to be the case when you do something like census of this kind in a country like India. One. Secondly, there is some talk that the national government, the central government, which has not yet done the big census yet, might actually introduce caste in it, and we'll have the latest data by next year, in which case that is a thing to go by rather than this, which was done nearly 10 years ago. The third thing
Abhishek,
we should remember.
Let him complete.
No. The third thing to bear in mind here is that it will be introduced next week. I don't think in a week a whole lot of anything can happen. And I believe today the cabinet meeting went out at 4 o'clock. There were other issues that took precedence clearly. But it is being watched by everyone concerned. And there are lots of rumors floating around in terms of what the numbers of caste may be, etc. But it will surely be tabled, and there will surely be a cabinet subcommittee. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
Okay, now, couple of things.
He's not taking it off the agenda. He's only saying we'll do it next.
Okay, Mr. Gowda,
yes.
Coming to you, Sanju. You see, Mr. Gowda, it's not about a week. The report was submitted by the Backwards Caste Commission of Karnataka to Siddaramaiah way back in February of last year, which is 11 months. So the Congress party, despite having the report, even if it's in sealed cover, has been sitting over it. And these are the same 11 months which has seen one general election and at least 5 state elections where Rahul Gandhi has been crying at the top of his voice that please get a caste census, please get a caste census. But when they have a caste census in Karnataka, they are sitting over it. So obviously there is something which smacks of hypocrisy and perhaps, the fact that truth is difficult to handle. But Sanju Verma, yes. Why is the BJP not making it an issue in Karnataka? I'm surprised that the BJP is now out on the streets demanding that this report be made public.
Abhishek, I've done a zillion debates, especially on your channel, and I've repeatedly said that the BJP has been repeatedly and persistently calling out the hypocrisy and the bluff of Rahul Gandhi and his acolytes in Karnataka, specifically Siddaramaiah, DK Shivkumar, DK Suresh, G Parameshwara, what have you. as you rightly mentioned, first and foremost, let's get this very clear. Between 2013 and 2018, it was the Congress led by Siddaramaiah as the chief minister, which was in power in Karnataka. They conducted a caste census in Karnataka in 2013 at a cost of 682 crores. And the then backward commission chairman of Karnataka, who reports into Siddaramaiah, a man called H. Kantha Raju, he tabled the report to Siddaramaiah.
Yes.
Siddaramaiah refused to make it public. And then last February, that is in February 2024, the backward commission chairman in Karnataka, a man called Jai Prakash Hegde, he again spent 160 crores to prepare a fresh report and submitted it to Siddaramaiah. So net, more than 800 crores have been wasted in preparing the caste census report in Karnataka, tabling it to Siddaramaiah, and yet Siddaramaiah refuses to bring it in public domain. So if there is any party that needs to answer tough questions, because it is Rahul Gandhi, just 30 seconds, Abhishek, who goes to foreign soil, he goes to Cambridge, he says, caste census, caste census, caste census. He goes to Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. He speaks about Jati Janganna. He goes to University of Texas. He speaks about Jati Janganna. He goes to Parliament. He asks people, "Kaun jaat ho?" अरे भाई साहब, आपने जो कास्ट सेंसस पर 800 करोड़ से ज्यादा खर्च करके कर्नाटका में सर्वे करवाया है, if you have the guts, make the report public. You know why they're not making the report public? I'll just tell you in 10 seconds.
I will tell you.
It is because G. Parameshwara has admitted that if the report is made public, it will lead to a huge outcry against the Congress by the Lingayats, by the Vokaligas and the Kurubas, who constitute 44% of Karnataka's electorate, and the findings may not be in their favor. So basically, because you're scared of the Lingayats, the Vokaligas and the Kurubas, you have decided to junk the caste census report.
Yeah, okay. Now, let me get in Sumant C. Raman now into the conversation. Sumant Raman, Mr. Chandan Gowda picked up the Siddaramaiah part of the story that we showed, the Siddaramaiah bite. But I think the real story is in what M.B. Patil, he's a minister in the Karnataka government, has said. What he has said is, and this is today's quote, we have noted that there are many subcastes in the community. Because of reservation, the subcastes have registered as Hindus, but they are part of the Lingayat community. Essentially, it's more diabolical than, you see it on the face of it, Sumant Raman. The Congress party is again perhaps playing the anti-Hindu card here, trying to divide the caste, subcaste in a manner that they should not be able to identify themselves as Hindus. That's the problem. Perhaps that's why the report is not coming out.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I think this would take a great stretch of imagination, Abhishek.
What's wrong with being imaginative? We are having a political conversation, Sumant Raman. What's wrong with being imaginative? It's lack of imagination which creates problem, and the lack of imagination that you are crying caste census for the 11 months that you had the report.
There is a very promising career in script writing in Bollywood, which you could give a shot.
I don't mind. But please answer my question. Is there a diabolical plan to see to it that the communities don't divide under the name of the Hindu banner? Under the name of Hinduism. That's the problem.
Mr. Siddaramaiah has clearly said another 1 week, next cabinet meeting, it is going to be put up. It is going to be discussed. There is no way that this data can be kept permanently hidden. It will have to be released. Whether the government acts on it, I think Mr. Parameswara was spot on when he said that. Whether the government decides.
No, Mr. Parameswara, of course, wants the report. Mr. Parameswara wants the report. Mr. M.B. Patil does not want the report, and Siddaramaiah is, of course, stuck. What to do?
Which itself tells you that is democracy. Within a government, there are different voices, and the chief minister has to balance those voices. This is not, the good old high command culture where one person says and everybody sort of queues up and does it. I can think of one party now where that high command culture prevails, where 2 or 3 people take all the decisions. We don't even know who the chief ministers are and so on. But the bottom line is very simple. These are.
Was that a jibe at Sanjeev Verma, who the chief minister is?
It was not,
for 10 years we have lived wondering who the prime minister of the country was.
I did not name any
political
party. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish.
Whether it is MP Patil or whether it is Parmeshwara, they are not rookies. They are all experienced.
Of course, they are not
ministers.
rookies. Some of them are perhaps after Siddaramaia's job also. For example, D.K. Shivkumar.
Cannot just brush them aside. It's got.
Of course, you can't brush aside D.K. Shivkumar. You know, he's saying.
That is why
he said. Now, this is a quote from 10th of March 2024, which is almost 10 months. The ruling Congress in Karnataka seems to be divided on the issue of caste census because essentially D.K. Shivkumar had signed a petition to get the report rejected. This is after the report is submitted. So obviously there is a strong resistance to making caste census public in Karnataka within the Congress party, Sumant Raman, and that's what we are debating.
Absolutely. That is democracy. Abhishek, I think you sort of
but Mr. Raman, what is good for the goose is good for the gander. If the caste census is not good for Karnataka, it's not good for the rest of the country also.
Not at all. The caste census data will be put out. It's a matter of another few weeks before the data is put out. Whether the government acts on it or not is a separate issue altogether. There is no obligation
Abhishek, this cannot be a monologue by Sumant Raman.
This would be acted upon. Let us
This
give them
cannot be a
time.
monologue by this man.
2 weeks. Give them a couple of weeks to put out this data. Why not?
Yeah, you're sort of trying to, Mr. Raman, you're trying to play down the differences within the Karnataka cabinet. But Sanju Verma, you think it can come next week? It's not come for 11 months.
Abhishek, I'm not into the habit of crystal ball gazing, especially for a state like Karnataka where Siddaramaiah does not know what D.K. Shivkumar is doing and D.K. Shivkumar does not know what G. Parameshwara is doing and G. Parameshwara does not know what K. Ranjana is doing. The moot point is this, not only Karnataka. When the Congress was in power in 2011 at the center, the Congress conducted a nationwide caste survey for a cost of more than 6,351 crore. My simple point is this, Rahul Gandhi keeps harping about Jati Janganana, kaun jaat ho? Arey bhai sahab, 6,500 crore kharcha karke, wo bhi taxpayer money ka, aapne 2011 mein caste survey karwaya, you were in power till 2014. What stopped Rahul Gandhi and his darbaris from making the national caste survey public? Today, he keeps taking pot shots at the Modi government. The Modi government will do what needs to be done. But we will not have a gun to our head.
Okay.
Just because somebody wants to divide the country due to polarizing narratives, we will not be compelled into doing something that does not need to be done at this point in time. My last point is this. To Rahul Gandhi, last 10 seconds, you know about a outfit called the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. Members Sonia Gandhi, members Rahul Gandhi, member Priyanka Vadra, member Vijay Mahajan, member P. Chidambaram, member Suman Dubey. इनमें से कोई भी दलित है क्या? इनमें से कोई भी आदिवासी है क्या? इनमें से कोई भी पिछड़ी जाति का है क्या? पहले राजीव गांधी फाउंडेशन में दलित, आदिवासी और पिछड़ी जाति के लोगों को शामिल करिए, बाद में मोदी सरकार को भाषण दीजिए.
Right, Chandan Gowda, these are very valid questions actually, because we have seen Rahul Gandhi, like he weaponized the Hindenburg report, he has sought to weaponize the caste census when the trouble is in his own backyard. So it's not just the likes of D.K. Shivkumar, who's a challenger to Siddaramaiah, it might replace him in some months, Chandan Gowda, but not M.B. Patil and and D.K. Shivkumar, but the likes of, for example, S. Shivashankarappa. He's a senior leader of the Congress party from the Lingayat community. He has said that we are not going to let this report come out. Congress MLA from Dharwad, Vinay Kulkarni, he has also said that I oppose the report. So, this Janus-faced approach of the Congress party on caste census, you think this is not right? This is bad politics? This is not ethical?
Two things, Abhishek. Just like my co-panelist Sumant said, isn't it nice to see different people saying different things inside the same party, as opposed to everyone taking the same line? I think this is precisely the power of democracy, where people can actually articulate their specific concerns. One.
I mean, we can't be irresponsible in the name of democracy.
They're just speaking in the dark. The report hasn't been made public. What is the basis for their comments? Rumors, fears, anxieties. You should study them as
whose
those
rumors,
things.
whose fears,
Don't
whose
necessarily-
anxieties
Yeah.
of Congress leaders themselves. And of course, this debate included. We are part
Yes.
of democracy.
Listen.
We are part of democracy.
No.
The only point,
Abhishek.
the limited point I wanted to
Abhishek,
make by
Priyanka.
picking up this debate, Mr. Chandan Gowda, sorry I've run out of time. The only limited point I wanted to make by picking up this debate based on the comments that were coming in from the Congress leaders is that there is an element of hypocrisy, and perhaps the Congress think tank should have a relook at its campaign of caste census when there is trouble within Karnataka on this issue. Perhaps there might be a lesson for the national politics also. Thank you so much, Chandan Gowda, Sanju Verma and Sumant Raman for joining us. Short break on